Hey guys, this is a pretty quick lesson and something that I think some of you already know how to do. It's 2-7A and it's solving proportions. And I'm using a different stylus and it doesn't work very well, so I'm really sorry if this is messier than normal. And it doesn't want to write. Sorry. All right, so solving proportions is what we're doing. You have probably seen a proportion before, and maybe you know what it is and maybe you don't, but it's basically just an equation that states that two ratios are equal. So an example of a proportion would be A over B equals C over D. Okay, that's a proportion. So A over B is a ratio, C over D is a ratio. You're just setting them equal to each other. So we would say in this situation A is to B as C is to D. So it's just comparing them. There's really two methods you could use to solve them, but I'm just going to show you the cross multiplying way because I feel like that's the way that most people do it. So we're going to stick with that and not confuse, hopefully. So for this first example, we're going to say solve this proportion. And the proportion is 7 over 8 equals m over 12. Okay, so when there's that equal sign in between, what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply. So that means you take the top left and you multiply it by the bottom right. So 7 times 12. And then you drop your equal sign in, and then you do the other cross, 8 times m. So 7 times 12 equals 8 times m, and then simplify that. 7 times 12 is 84, equals 8m, and from here, this is our one-step equation that you guys already know how to do. You would divide by 8 on both sides. Remember, you're always doing the opposite of what you see. That was multiplication, so we're going to divide. So here's your m, bring your equal sign down, and then 84 divided by 8, you get 10.5. So m would be 10.5. And if I took that 10.5 and I plugged it in here, if I did 7 divided by 8 on my calculator and 10.5 divided by 12 on my calculator, they would be the same thing. Okay, so that's cross multiplication. I'm also going to show you ones where the variable is not in the numerator, just so you can see what the difference is in that. So I have two more examples for you, and that's really it for today. So the first one looks like this. 4 over 3 equals 8 over x. Okay, so like I said before, we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to multiply here, so that's 4x. We're going to bring down our equal sign, and then we're going to multiply the other way, 3 times 8. And you don't have to start top to bottom and then bottom to top. You could start with 3 times 8 and then 4 times x. You're going to get the same thing. So you get 4x equals 3 times 8 is 24. So we would divide by 4, solve that equation, and you get x equals 6. And again, if I plugged in that 6 right here, 4 over 3 and 8 over 6, those are the same thing, right? 8 over 6 reduces to 4 over 3. So that would be your answer. Last one. And then you'll have lots of time to work. Y over 3 equals 3 over 5. Okay, so if this is my setup, we're going to cross multiply it. 5 times y, so that's 5y. And then bring your equal sign down, and then 3 times 3. Okay, so multiply both the diagonals, set them equal to each other. So we get 5y equals 9. Then to simplify or to solve, you would divide by 5 on both sides. So these cancel. You're left with y which doesn't want to write right now, sorry, equals 9 over 5, which you could simplify to 1 4/5, or you could call it 1.8 if you wanted. Either one of those answers would be a good answer for me. I don't mind if you do the fraction form or the decimal form. But that's really what you're doing for today's lesson, is just a lot of cross multiplying, things like that. So have a great day. I will see you when I'm back.